Well, that was a cup tie that had absolutely everything. I know about working overtime, but for Everton...
Southampton kick off on a ground where they haven't won for 14 years. And indeed, Everton, in this time of difficulty for the club, can call upon a superb recent record against today's opponents. They've won the last 7 meetings between the two clubs. Neville Southall has been pretty outspoken in his support for Colin Harvey. He really shouldn't have to make remarks like that after only 3 defeats. The Everton manager is surely on solid ground. John Burridge, 20 years in the game, still a tremendous enthusiast. You can be sure that Everton will go about their business here right from the off with purpose and commitment. Ian Snowden having a problem, thinking that Colin Clark was going to be caught offside. And here's Rodney Wallace and Danny Wallace. And that was a problem. And what Everton must have dreaded has happened. Delight for Southampton. And it all stemmed when Colin Clark got away on that far side to spring the offside trap. Rodney Wallace was free in the middle, and so too, totally unmarked, was brother Danny. You have to go back 2.5 years to find the one time Danny Wallace played for England, but he did score in Egypt in that only appearance. And he scored here. But Southampton in a more awkward position now. Reed and Heath setting it up for Tony Cottee. Good handling, excellent handling. On a greasy top. And Cottee doesn't just hunt goals from close range. He's very involved in the work that's rehearsed on the training ground. Stephen. Now Van den Hauwe. McCall made himself available well. Snowden still being played rather in front of Southampton's defending, but Cottee can turn here. Oh, Tony Cottee! A rasper. That was what they wanted. Almost too quick for the eye to see. It's sped past Burridge. They were patient in the build-up. McCall quickened it up, but it was the turn by Cottee that lost Osman that was the most significant factor. Right out. Case, that's a terrific pass for Graham Baker. It's put him clean in. Southall well outside the area. Oh, and Clark has missed an open goal. A genuine open goal. It was a superb ball in the first place by Jimmy Case. The beneficiary was Graham Baker. Southall was outside his area and handled, but Clark didn't want the whistle to go. But he couldn't find a gaping goal. Southampton, who won their opening 3 games and then led Arsenal 2-0 in the 4th. And what became a rather notorious affair. Finished 2-2. Well, they've lost the lead here. And they've conceded a corner, which Adrian Heath takes. And Sharp, McCall, off, I think, the post. Sharp flicked the corner on. Cottee could only stoop and direct it away from goal. Here's McCall, and off the post with Baker looking from the line. Heavy rain falling during the half-time interval. It really has been a strange week on Merseyside with this rather irresponsible speculation in one or two national newspapers, only one or two, that Colin Harvey's job might be on the line. Sure, they lost 3 games in a row coming into this one, but prior to that, in their previous 20 First Division games, they lost only 2. And out of the picture to the left is Kevin Ratcliffe. And here he is. And he's found Heath. Can he get the ball down? And Cottee hunting in at the near post. Southampton have left some of their concentration in the dressing room. Snowden. Oh, yes. Watson. And there was no escape for Southampton. Snowden whipped it in. It was a great first-time cross from the short corner, and the header angled well away from Burridge. Cottee. Now Sharp. Sharp. Cottee! They're turning on the style now. And that is the partnership in full working order. Trevor Stevens slung in the cross deep, far post, that's Sharp's territory. Looking for the knockdown is where Cottee is at his most effective. He's got his second, Everton have got 3. And they're back in business. Rideout. I just wonder whether Southampton might have to give Paul Rideout a rest to let this injury clear up. No sign of him being taken off. They need him in the circumstances here. Vanden Hauwe with the cross. It's McCall trying to get in there. Oh, and a chance for Graham Sharp. Sharp and Cottee, incidentally, are quite close together in a race to be first to 100 league goals. Cottee's just edged ahead. Statham did that with a degree of arrogance. And plenty of ambition too, but it's in a losing cause. Sharp goes his own way. Cottee's in the middle. Vanden Hauwe. Away by Benali, not very far. Snowden. Played in by Heath. Oh! And almost one for the archives. Peter Reid doesn't score too often, and very few of what he does get come from diving headers. That was inviting for him, and he just couldn't get there. Oh, and he kicked out then, and you saw it very clearly on Reid. And seen equally clearly by George Tyson. The card has been shown, although Letitia had turned his back on it. Sharp, Statham covering and turning it straight back to Sharp. Here's Cottee. Stephen. Splendidly placed. A very clean strike to seal a very satisfying second half for Colin Harvey and his team. Unfortunate for Derek Statham, really. He hasn't been too culpable at the back, but he lost it. Stephen finally got it after Cotti presented him with the chance. And that was delivered to